Do you want to start meal prepping, but you're worried that it's going to take you too much time, so you just don't? Well, that's why today I'm going to show you 5 time-saving meal prep hacks. So, let's get started. Now, some of these you might be like, duh, but maybe you're still not implementing them. So they might seem small, but they will save you so much time. We've been meal prepping now for years and years and years, and we can meal prep. As you've seen in our videos, we can make tons of food in like 60 to 90 minutes. So I'm gonna show you today how you can start cutting time out of your meal prepping, and who doesn't need more time, right? So the very first trick, seems silly, I know, but you've heard us talk about it a million times, Adam's scrap bowl trick. You just grab any Tupperware, anything, any little container, put it on your counter before you start meal prepping. The second you start cutting stuff up, dump the scraps right in the container. You do not want to be cutting stuff up as soon as you get started with meal prepping and have like scraps everywhere, because then your brain can't work in a really messy environment, right? I know some people think that they can, they thrive in chaos, but in reality, it's gonna save you a lot of time. If your space is nice and clean, your brain's gonna function a lot better. You can look at things and go, okay, yep, this is next, that's next, and not be looking at like, you have your veggies here and then just like scraps everywhere and then your other food here. And so it's just gonna help keep everything concise, and then it's so easy to just dump this in the garbage or your compost, whatever you have, and then just keep going. So that is tip number 1. Tip number 2, knife skills. The more confident you are with a knife, I know I'm totally freaking some of you out right now that I'm like waving a knife around. The more confident you are with your knife skills will save you infinite amount of time in the kitchen. Now, how do we do that? We go and watch the video that Adam made a couple of months ago called something about knife skills. I don't remember what it was, but I'll put it in the description box below so you guys can watch it. But the faster you can cut things up, the more time you're going to save. That seems like another duh, but don't be intimidated by knives, right? Before, like, I don't know, 5+ years ago, I literally used to cut everything up using a very small, what do you call those little knives? Paring knife. I used to use a paring knife for everything, and I thought that was me being safe and that like I was comfortable and confident in a paring knife. But now that I've learned how to use a real chef's knives are actually safer, especially if they're sharp, which seems scary, right? Like you're thinking, oh my God, this knife is sharp and she's waving it around. But I'm waving it around because I know I'm super comfortable and confident in holding this knife. The point here is, the more comfortable and confident you are in holding a knife, in cutting and dicing and making sure your knife is sharp, a dull knife is gonna slow you down. I know it sounds scary to have a sharp, giant 8-inch knife, but it's actually gonna take you so much less time if you know that every time you strike, it's actually gonna go through the food. How many times have you tried to use a dull knife and try to cut a tomato, right? Oh my God, it takes forever. So having a sharp knife is really helpful, but also just improving your skills. And it really is just becoming confident in holding the knife. And how do we build confidence? We practice, right? So sometimes people comment on our first video and say, it was the first time I meal prepped, but it took me 3 hours. And I always respond with, it's okay, just keep going, get better at your knife skills. And the more you do something, the faster you're gonna get, right? But it's also not just about improving your speed and just getting more used to it. It's also about learning your knife skills, so that way, and you don't have to be a chef. You don't have to like be some professional person to learn your knife skills. It's really just about learning tips and tricks, which are in that video that Adam posted. Right there is gonna eliminate so much time for you. So, knife skills, learn them. I'm gonna call this next hack number 2.5. Have you ever been at work and someone steals your meal prep out of the work fridge? Have you ever gone on a long car ride and the meal prep a few hours later is gross and hot and you don't wanna eat it? Here is your answer. This is Isolator Fitness's ISO bag. They reached out to us and we were like, brilliant, why have we never bought a meal prep bag before? This has saved us on so many long car rides. We actually have been using for a long time this cooler that's just run down, and we used to pack it with ice bricks, and it would still just like, especially when we were going to the beach in the summertime. And then when we got this bag, it just like changed everything. This bag holds 3 meal prep containers, but they also have one that holds 5 meal prep containers. And what's really awesome about this bag and why it's able to keep things cool for 16 hours is because they have these ISO bricks in here that you can put in your freezer, and that keeps the food cold for 16 hours. That is so long. I mean, when we were going to the beach, we were gone for like a good 14 hours. And when we were just using the cooler, if we didn't finish food at the beach, by the time we got home, it was like you had to throw it away. So that was unfortunate. But then this bag has been really helpful. Cooler pockets in here for drinks and stuff. You have extra compartments here. It's compact. It's got a nice little handle. If you've never had a meal prep bag, it is certainly helpful. If you're at work, you can just shove it under your desk and no one will be able to touch your delicious meal prep. They are being super generous and offering our subscribers 35% off. So you can go to the link in the description box below and go over and check them out. On to hack number 3. Plan in advance and then write yourself sticky notes. We have sticky notes all over our kitchen, if you can't see them. Usually I take them down for videos, but today, because I was gonna talk about it, I was like, oh, I'll just leave them up there. Plan in advance, and what do I mean by that? I mean, use our books, use our videos, use just your own thoughts about what you wanna make, and write it down. So think of it in advance. What do I wanna eat this week, right? Okay, I wanna make Steph and Adam's, come up with a recipe, Steph, come on. I wanna make Steph and Adam's spaghetti bolognese, and I wanna make Steph and Adam's chicken broccoli rice. You write those down, and then you say, okay, well, which one of these is gonna take the longest? Chicken broccoli rice. Okay, so the chicken has to go in first. The spaghetti bolognese I can make while the chicken is cooking in the oven, right? So write everything down and then put sticky notes up that say, step 1, make the chicken. Step 2, start the bolognese. So that way you're not like, especially if you're making more than 2 recipes and you have everything in front of you, you have like, 20 ingredients for 4 different meals, and you're like, you're gonna start, it's gonna take you so much longer if you're standing there going, okay, which one of these is gonna take me the longest, all right, or even worse, you just like start putting stuff, you just start cooking stuff without thinking in advance, like, well, which one is gonna take me the longest? Because then you get to the end and you're waiting for just one stupid thing to cook, when in reality it could have already been done if you had planned it in advance. Again, seems like a silly trick, but it actually will save you so much time if you just write things down and then not only write them down, but put them on sticky notes so that they're right in front of your face. Even right now, this is my sticky note for our video. Right now. I know, okay, step number 3, planning. Talk about planning. So even I still use sticky notes. This isn't like, something just for beginners. I use sticky notes all the time. It saves you so much time. Basically with meal prep, you wanna not think. You want to have done the thinking before you start meal prepping. It's just like when I film, right? I don't just walk into a video and say, okay, I'm just gonna like wing it. I'm gonna put the camera on and I'm gonna wing it. I have a plan. I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I have it written down right here in front of me so I don't forget, or I go to like, oh my gosh, what was number 4? I don't remember what my tip for number 4 was. Just plan in advance. It's gonna save you a lot of time. Which leads me into tip number 4, and that is to utilize everything that's in your kitchen. Now what do I mean by that? I mean, don't make a bunch of recipes, and this goes back into your planning. Make sure that you're not choosing a bunch of recipes that are all cooked on the stove. You do not want to have all 4 burners going, and then you're not going to have enough pans for all 4 burners, and then you're going to have to stand there and wait for the same pan. You're going to cook the chicken, and then you're going to have to wash the pan and cook an extra batch of chicken. Then you're going to have to wash the pan, and you're going to have to cook something else in this pan. Especially if you're like a college student and you only have 1 or 2 pans, right? So how do we avoid that? We pick things, back in the planning section, we pick things that are gonna go in the oven, that are gonna go on the stove. Maybe you have a rice cooker, maybe you have a crock pot, right? So you can utilize whatever you have, and maybe you don't have a rice cooker and a crock pot and all that. We just got a rice cooker, how stupid is that? It literally took us like 5 years to buy a rice cooker. Anyway, you can utilize whatever you have, even if it's just a stove and an oven, right? Stove and an oven, yeah, a stove and an oven. Stove and an oven, okay. So you can make, if you don't have a rice cooker, you can make the rice on the back of the stove, you can make chicken in the front of the stove, and then you can put a different, like ground turkey or roasted vegetables in the oven. So you always want to be like, okay, I just want to meal prep for an hour. I don't want to have to meal prep for 2 hours. So I'm going to make sure that I am utilizing everything as much as possible. So if you have rice in the rice cooker, and then you have a stew in your crock pot, and then you have veggies in the oven, and then you have chicken on the stove, that is how, can you see like how you're gonna save a lot of time there? Everything's cooking all at once, which then also goes back into the planning, because you have to make sure that you're planning things that are going to be able to using everything. And it also goes back into the planning because you're gonna have to then figure out, okay, what's gonna take the longest? Probably the stuff in the oven, right? So you wanna make sure that you cut up all the veggies first, get them in the oven, because they're gonna take at least a half an hour. Or your crock pot stuff, like, you know, the crock pot, all you have to do is cut everything up, put it in the crock pot, boom, done, right? So that's why these two are kind of like tied together. And lastly, number 5. Mambo number 5. I have no idea why that just came to me. Anyway, number 5. Number 5 is to mix and match. Now, why does mixing and matching save you time? Instead of making, let's say, 4 different recipes, you can make a few things and mix and match them. Let's say you're gonna make 2 different starches, you're gonna make 2 different veggies, and you're gonna make 2 different proteins, okay? So if you have like a lentil stew and a chicken, and then you're gonna make rice and potatoes in the oven, and then you're gonna make asparagus on the stove, and you can also roast at the same time broccoli in the oven. Okay, now all these things are cooked, you've planned it out, you know exactly which order they go in, you're using the oven and the stove and the oven, and then once everything is done, instead of just portioning the same things up together, so you're not gonna just portion up the lentils with the asparagus and the rice, what you're gonna do is you're gonna mix and match everything, so that way, instead of just having the same 2 meals for the next couple days, you're actually going to have different meals. So some people are people that are totally fine with eating the same 2 things over and over, and some people like a lot of variety. So in order to give yourself more variety and save time, if you mix and match the meals, then everything has more variety, right? So you take everything out, you have, 8 containers in front of you, and you put, the asparagus in 4 containers and the broccoli in 4 containers. Then you put the rice in 2 of the asparagus and 2 of the broccoli, and then you put the, what did I say? Potatoes? Whatever the other starch was. Whatever the other starch was in 2 of the asparagus and 2 of the broccoli. And then you put, you mix and match the chicken with the lentils. And there you go. That's how you have variety. Which always cracks me up whenever somebody comments, like, how can people eat the same thing every day? And I'm like, what have you been eating for breakfast for the last 20 years of your life? Most people will probably say cereal, or oats, or a protein shake, or a smoothie, or like, I don't know too many people that eat something different for breakfast every day. It's more about your mindset than the fact that you're not getting a variety of food, right? It's more that you're thinking, I don't want to eat the variety of food. You're perfectly fine with eating the same cereal every day, but you just really don't want to eat the same chicken broccoli rice every day. If you catch my drift. Anyway, that's a whole other video that I can talk about. So what I want you to do now is I want you to go into the comment section and tell us which one of these hacks you're already doing. Because these are things that we've been talking about in videos for a really long time, and I know a lot of you already use scrap bowls, which is awesome. Take a video. We love watching you guys meal prepping and sending us pictures and stuff. We appreciate your support always. We're very grateful to you. Thank you for watching and being part of our family for so long. And as you may know, YouTube algorithm really stink right now. They notify about 3 to 5% of our subscribers when we upload a new video. So send this video to anybody who meal preps, because everybody needs meal prep hacks. And that's it, guys. So